Hello again and welcome back. Let's get our hour of funness started, our really happy sunshine and rainbows hour, and this just fantastic palace. So I had a bit of an interesting time getting ready to do this because after we left off in the last one, and I stopped in that exact spot after that mini boss fight, I put my PS4 in suspend mode, and I was like, well, I'm done for tonight. I will pick up tomorrow, and this will let me just, pick up at this spot, and I won't have to find a safe room. And then I had a power outage the following day, and I lost that, suspend state, so I had to work my way back up the hard way and replay the palace. Great. So much fun. I think it worked out to my advantage, though. I ended up getting, I think, less experience overall, but I have a lot more money than I did the first time. My second time through, I focused on, earning some stuff through negotiation. Well, that's a bummer. Anyway, as promised, we'll talk a bit about the game's themes and whatnot. But I want to start off by telling you a little bit of a tale. One that, again, if you're not a super crazy like me, you may not have known before. And that is that if you did not know, early in P5's development, so turning the calendars back a little bit, this is around 2011. In fact, I know it's 2011 for sure, to be honest. But anyway, P5's development started a lot earlier than you would perhaps think. And hold on. Okay, sorry. That was weird. Normally don't pause like that during live recording because I was like, what the hell is happening? What's that sound? I was like, oh right, it's rain. There's this thing called rain that exists. I forgot because it's summer in Texas, and I haven't seen that in a million years. Okay. I had no idea it was going to rain, sorry. That's okay. But if you hear something in the background, that's what it is. I don't know if the mic will pick that up. My current setup's been pretty good about suppressing background noise. Anyway, let's talk about Persona 5's early development. Now, very early beta design of the game, and I don't mean when I say beta, I don't mean beta build as in terms of the engine in the game itself. I mean conceptual design. Goes all the way back to before P4 even released. Yes, you heard that right. Before Persona 4 even released in Japan anyway. So that was 2008. And so basically some of the character designs date back to around that period to I don't know, maybe early 2008 because the game came out summer that year for Japan. And if you look in the Persona 5 design works, you might, probably on some of the main characters, you might see oh, maybe this was drawn by Sojima several years ago. Or maybe not. Anyway, so I talked a little bit way back in the LP that another Atlas game, another game by the same team, Catherine, came out in 2011. And Catherine was sort of almost like the frickin' test run for Persona 5. Learning how to make games on PlayStation 3, because at the time, P5 was still planned to be PS3 only. Making HD games, larger character models, and all of that. Well, at the same time, around 2011, when Catherine did come out, the plan at that time for Persona 5 was a much different game than we ultimately got. And this is not, I'm not making this up, these are Katsura Hashino's own words in an interview he had around this time last year, sometime before the game came out in Japan last year with a Japanese publication called 4Gamer. He said that the original concept of the game was going to be about backpacking or something like that. It was going to be a journey about self-discovery. Okay. It was going to be about presumably traveling around Japan and finding your true self. Sounds very Persona 4-ish, doesn't it? And I know, like, some people are like, oh, thank God it wasn't that. And I'm not going to say one way or the other whether or not it turned out for the better or not. Because, like, who knows? Who knows what that game could have been. Although we might find out in the future. I'll get more on that later. But ultimately the direction was changed because of something that happened in 2011. And that was the Great East Japan earthquake, or the Tohoku earthquake that took place. And it also caused a big tsunami. Ultimately, over 15,000 people were confirmed to have died in Japan. And I guess, you know, I can't say for sure because I obviously wasn't too concerned about it at the time, and there's only so much I can learn not being Japanese and trying to read about it on the internet after the fact. But I would think that the way Hashino and his team felt about the country after those events is ultimately what led them to decide on this Phantom Thief motif, and how P5 ultimately came about. It being, you know, set in Tokyo proper and having a lot of commentary on the Japanese society and politics and all of that. And I said a moment ago that, you know, maybe someday we will kind of find out what the original design for P5 is going to be like, the backpacking game or whatever. And that's because, this is a bit of a tangent, but the new IP that they're developing that I've talked about before, Project Reef Fantasy as it's currently known, when I see some of its like design documents and some of the ideas that they've kind of detailed very rarely from time to time over the last, you know, 9 months or so, and I see the new logo that they designed for the new studio that they made to make the game, Studio Zero, which is based on the logo of the old Fool Arcana card from Persona 3 and 4, which has the guy with the dog, and he's got like the, I don't know what to call it, like the sack over his shoulder. He's got like the little wooden stick with the sack at the end, like he's a hitchhiker or whatever. And they talk to this faintly smiling woman. Social reform? I'm not interested. That stuff's lame anyway. Don't you think destruction's more pleasing?
I do not comprehend.
Destruction is pleasing? She cannot be in her right mind. It's as though she wishes for the world to end. Anyway, when I see that logo, I'm reminded very much about that original Persona 5, you know, design before they changed it. And because like the tagline that they've attached to Project Reef Fantasy is like the beginning of a fool's journey or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that sounds a lot like what P5 was going to be before it got all Phantom Thiefy. So that's pretty cool. So maybe we'll eventually, through a much different genre, mind you, it's going to be a fantasy RPG. We'll find out what those ideas were roaming around in their heads back in the day, back in 2011. Lend me your power, please. Too late for regrets. That worked.
What?
Oh shit. You're aggressive, aren't you? That was a mistake. Oh well, maybe you'll give up. Nope. So right, all this about earthquake, wrecking Japan, really changing the idea of what Persona 5 was going to be about, and because originally Hashino said that it was going to be more about the world at large, or it was going to be like about outward expression and maybe not so Japanese centric, and now that then changed and it is what it is now. What do I get rid of here? I'm gonna go with Samerikarm because I can take care of that via consumables.
My persona has gained new power.
Ooh, Vorpal Blade. Severe damage to all foes. One of the best physical attacks any of your party members get. Goodbye, Heat Wave.
Okay.
So when I said at the end of the last one that there's something that Personas 3, 4, and 5 really share in common, what I was referring to is, this is of course just conjecture, this is not like set in rule facts, you don't have to take this to the bank. Let's talk to Rai Smiling Woman. Are you guys escaped convicts? maybe you should stop trying so hard to get out. I heard there were some others who escaped this place, but they found their way back recently, referring to the palace owners. Wouldn't it be better if people just lived with the hand they've been dealt? How hilarious. Is she talking about Kamoshida and all the others? I don't know how to put this, but I'm thinking these people are more human than the ones in reality. Interesting. Kind of ties into what I was about to say. Thank you. Thank you very much, Skull. But in all three of the Hashino era Persona games, I feel like they are not very flattering to society at large.
Talk about luck.
Now, I won't spoil Personas 3 and 4, like their main plots and ends or whatever. But I will share some of the concepts behind them and some of the things they share in common if you haven't played them. Let's find this person. What do you have to say, dull-eyed young man? The outside world? I can see it all online. Be a pain actually going anywhere. And besides, it's going to be happening soon.
Aww.
So he just wants to see the world from online, huh? I know how that might feel, but it gets old after a while. I can speak from experience. And besides that, what's happening soon? No, the world's great from online. The online's the best. You should watch all the videos at youtube.com/KillScottKill. It's better than the outside. I mean, what? Anyway, so some of these things that are shared among all three games is, again, not too flattering when it comes to society at large. So Persona 3 has this problem in the story where people are suffering from this thing called apathy syndrome, and they kind of don't really have much of a will to live, and people might be, kind of on the verge of causing the destruction of all society because, demons and whatnot. I mean, it is Atlas, so demons every time. Gods or something every time. You can count on it. Take it to the bank. Persona 4, well, perhaps not as, bad towards the society, because at least, well, maybe. It's a little confusing, but P4, also not flattering in the sense that P4 holds this theme of, people being too disillusioned by what isn't real and what's not true. So P4's big themes are all, finding the truth and whatnot. The part of that is that there are a lot of falsehoods in the world, and it uses television to convey that. And it kind of implies that people are a little dumb. The people of Inaba, for watching that game's big alternate world, the Midnight Channel, that maybe they're not too bright, and they're too reliant on falsehoods and things that aren't real as a means of escape. Let's see, nothing over here, just the exit. Nice. And then you come to P5, and people will point out that Persona 5 is a really political game, but it's not quite that simple, because ultimately you have to find the message in all of that. Smirking woman. There's no way we can change the world. Everyone agrees. So why don't you guys come join us? The world's going to end soon anyway, so you might as well. When these people begin to think this prison is a comfortable place to live. When did, that is. Anyway. Because I don't feel as though that Persona 5 was... It wasn't political in the sense that I don't think, Shido is supposed to represent, an actual person in Japanese politics. I don't think he is. I don't think it was, Hashino and his team trying to go after one political ideology or anything like that. It wouldn't be the same as, say, an American game developer trying to comment on our current president, Donald Trump. It's not that kind of political statement, but more so something that they were trying to say something about society at large. Now, perhaps there was a bit of an allusion to real people in the sense that Shido, as well as, some other characters, are quick to take advantage of, societal misfortune. So Shido is quick to jump on, Okumura's death, which obviously he was ultimately behind, using Akechi as a puppet. But he used that and the thief's rise to fame, and then their son, you know, made out to be villains, to his own advantage. And perhaps maybe there was some idea that maybe some people did do the same sort of thing with like the tragedy of the earthquake, and maybe some people use that to their advantage to, you know, gain political favor for themselves. But obviously nothing as serious as using the metaverse or anything like that.
It's not gonna work. We are the better fighters.
But more so, I think it's P5's like political stance is more against the general public. Because the people in P5 are really stupid, to be honest. I mean, like, the general public, the people that post on the Phantom Thief website and just go with the trends. And that's a big theme in Persona 5, that the society at large may not be all that bright. And then you come to the very end of this game,
Didn't even break a sweat.
where people are kind of depicted to just be wasting their lives away because they're completely satisfied with whatever this prison is trying to depict.
Safe room.
Alright, let's change our party up. Get the second half of the team in. Glad to finally be in a frickin' safe room. Let me head over to Memento's Depths. Oh, this is a good thing that I can do right now. I can... yeah, let's head back to Mementos. I said in the last episode I would test whether there was anything you could do with the door at the very top of Mementos. I don't think you can. I've never tested this, but I guess it's worth a shot.
Just add this.
I'll save just in case like something gets really weird. Okay, we should avoid heading out. Oh my god, you can fucking do this. Oh my god, my mind's blown. I didn't know this. They did it. Why wouldn't they do it? Of course, they're the masters. They did it for P4. Why wouldn't they do it for P5? Let's go to a wise place. Holy shit, this is the coolest. I'm so happy right now. The more you know, right? Look, this is like my freaking however many playthroughs it's been. And I'm just now learning this. But interestingly enough, they don't actually give you any, what do you call it? Any treasure inside of that palace. There are no breakable things. I assume because they thought you wouldn't need it, but I don't know. Maybe it's symbolic. Who knows? Don't want to get too deep here. Oh, by the way, that stuff I just sold, what was I about to say? The stuff I just sold was the stuff we had Kawakami wash, right? I made sure to check in my own time because I forgot about it in the video to like check whether any of it was actually any good. It's not. None of it was an upgrade. So it's just sellable stuff. But now I have to walk down this hallway again. The real reason I came back to the top was to go to the Velvet Room. That was just a fun experiment. How about that? Let's go. A lot less intuitive though. It'd be nice if you could like reach the shops from this location. Because who would think to go all that way? Caroline, do you restore SP? I know you restore health. Yeah, you do. You're the best.
Do you need something?
Alright, let's get Yoshitsune. I believe I have enough money to do it now. Of course, I'm not going to be able to create like a super crazy Yoshitsune because I probably don't have the money, nor do I have the patience to do that on this save file. That would take a long time.
Do you have business with me?
But first, let's see how many spots I have. Maybe none. I have 3, so I should perhaps perform 1 fusion with anything but Futsunushi. That's for sure.
What path do you want?
Sort by level. Oh, and of course I can make it anything. But I shouldn't go above my level in this situation because I don't want to spend the money paying the fee or something I don't necessarily need. So I'm back at 69. Nice. Siegfried. Lakshmi. Those are a couple options.
I see. A strong persona indeed. I see. A strong persona indeed. Looks pretty tough. Select the skills you'd like to inherit.
Sure. Wait. Sorry, I meant to look through my options on how to make her, because obviously I want a very advantageous one. Yeah, let's do this. I did finally get Nebrios. Am I having to replay the first part of this palace? And obviously she doesn't come with too many skills, so may as well fuse her out. And I have Drained Fire, so there goes Lakshmi's one weakness, now covered up. Fantastic.
It will receive, then let us begin.
We still haven't gotten a fusion accident. And now watch it happen as I try to make Yoshitsune. I don't know whether or not that's possible. I would hope that they would have the wherewithal to make fusion accidents only possible in normal fusions, and not advanced fusions. Because that'd be really shitty. Well, that does absolutely nothing for me, since this is the final day. Life Aid. Let's recover 8% of max HP and SP after battle. It's a very good one. Don't need Dirahan, since I've made a Riahan. Okay, so I should have enough empty spots now. Perfect. I just need the personas to actually pull this fusion off. So, luckily I have a page open so I can remember. And I don't have to look in the advanced fusion menu.
These are the paths you have walked.
So got Futsunushi. And next up, Yadagarasu.
A fee is required. This is your power.
And where are my hermits? There they are. Arahabaki.
A fee is then accept this persona.
Whoops,
Read
backed out
here.
too far. Emperors. Okinushi.
If you'll withdraw this persona, then accept this persona.
And finally, with our chariots, Shikioji.
A fee is required, then accept this. You lack patience.
And that leaves me with, I believe, enough money to pull this off.
Time for some rehabilitation. You wish to
Advanced
pretend you
fusion,
gathered them up.
Yoshitsune.
I see. A strong persona indeed.
You wish for more power than you can handle?
Only 94,000 yen. Almost 95. Plenty of money to do this. Actually, it was more. Obviously, the fee goes down the closer you get to that persona's level. But I believe when I reloaded my save file to have to catch up, it was a lot more than this. It was like 140 or something like that.
Select the skills you'd like to inherit.
Maybe it was like 120, I can't remember. Anyway, we now get to pick whatever we want. Now, I don't know how... See, he's gonna... he has 3 skills to go in terms of levels. This next one's at 81 Last Stand. I know what that last skill is, that last question mark down there. And that is probably the best physical attack in the game, maybe overall, especially with buffs and with charge. So I don't know how close I'm going to get to that with just the fusion bonus. Probably not close enough. But anyway. Stuff falling down. Alright. So I definitely want App Pupil. Now you see one of the things that makes Yoshitsune so special in terms of why people like to break the game with him. Look at his affinities. No physical. Strong against fire and repels electricity and bless. And of course through a lot of shenanigans with gallows and perhaps, I don't know if they exist in this game as skill cards because I haven't experimented with skill cards too much. But one way or another, you can make him literally invincible to everything but, I guess, almighty, is my guess. And he can be a walking tank, and you can make him absorb physical, or anything, and basically, he can fuel his own attacks. So, his best HP-consuming attack skill can just be fueled by the fact that he gains HP by draining a bunch of stuff if you go that route. It's really ridiculous. Okay. So, let's go with no wind to make him that much better. He's not really known for holding support skills, but obviously I might not get lucky enough to need all of this kind of thing. Let me take a look at... Crap. Can I... There we go. Right. Brave Blade is colossal physical damage to one foe.
Wish for more power
Yes,
than
yes,
you
Igor.
Choose the inherited skills, inmate.
I gotta do it all over again. Now, I imagine a lot of the stuff he's going to learn will overwrite things that I put on him anyway.
It will receive extraordinary power.
Never mind. Want to think this over again. Of course, you can go with Firm Stance if you'd like. If you have a bunch of crazy stuff that's attached to him, a bunch of things that make him impervious, but it only works if you have space for it, of course. This is kind of like my prototype Yoshitsune, because I will take the time to make a very good one on my New Game Plus file, because I'll have the resources and time to do it. And I'll have the 100% compendium to my disposal. And I'm also planning to get maxed out yen during a coming Mementos dive in that file. I don't know what I want to end with here.
It will receive now for a rebirth.
Look at that, 5 guillotines. One short of the max, I believe. You can get up to 6. I think the strongest fusion's 6. I am Yoshitsune. I see you know of my ingenious feats. Rejoice, for I shall graciously become your mask. I see you know that I'm super broken. And that is why you have chosen me. Okay, Tower Confidant, give me dim levels. Up to 84. And that got me Last Stand. Which is funny because that is something that I could have put into him anyway. I'm going to pass on it because I'm rarely ever surrounded. I also got Fast Heal. Automatically reduces the time needed to recover from ailments by half. I think this is actually worth it because I know how this game ends. Elec Amp, don't need that because I just got rid of Zyodine. Mainly because I obviously have Zyodine elsewhere on me. And there is his great skill. I believe it's pronounced Hasotobi, or Hasotobi, something like that. It's an awesome physical skill. It does light physical damage to all foes 8 times. Now, light physical damage, oh, that's... What's so special about that? It's 8 times, so... You buff this with charge as well as, you know, a standard attack buffing. And this does a hell of a lot of damage to everything, to everyone. So hopefully I can get there. A couple levels off. We'll say like a level and a half.
Fusion. What do you want?
Let's look though at perhaps getting myself a little closer to that, because I'm not going to take the time to
Then if the inmate needs
get all
to cut a
crazy
string 'em up,
and do like a bunch of gallows stuff, because I detailed it in an earlier video. But the way you break this is, right now you would gallows something into him, hoping to like, well, if you wanted to get crazy good stats, the way you would do it, let's look at him. So I'm at like 64 strength, 48 magic, 46 endurance, 57 agility, 44 luck. What's special about Yoshitsune versus some personas that start off at higher levels is that, how do I say it? Personas that are at a higher level to fuse, like in the 80s, start in the 80s and even upwards of the 90s, they have like lower ceilings because they're so close to the stat cap already, and their stats will be more evenly distributed amongst all of their stats. Now, ideally, if you really want to get super crazy with this and you don't care about, you know, like magic or whatever, you would try to force it up to 99 strength or like 99 endurance, whatever. And the way you do that is by gallowsing a persona into Yoshitsune and making sure that the stats that you want go up, because they're random every time. So you back out until you get the stats that you want. And then once you've done that, because you could only gallows a persona once every day, you register him in the compendium, delete him from your stock, and then buy him back, which costs a lot of money, obviously. But it lets you do it again, because now the one you just bought out of the compendium is technically a new persona, and you can re-gallows that one, and repeat the process over and over and over and over again, which costs tons of money. You better be going into this with max money, and there are some tricks on how to get, like 9 million yen or whatever it is. But that's how you do it. I won't go that nuts, but he's pretty good as is. He's good enough to win this game for me.
Finished for now?
And he's the most popular persona, according to the Japanese audience, which, again, I think is just because of the cheese. I think it's because he's busted. Because overall, Yoshitsune's fine. He's a cool design. But they're definitely cooler looking personas, in my opinion. Especially among these, like, level areas. Alright, let's get back to the prison passageway.
Now then, what do we do from here?
Alright, everything's at max.
I'll just
We save, Mona. Man, I wish that going up to the exit would also let you go see Chihaya. That way I could increase my money put out just a little bit.
Locked on. Awaiting your command.
Damn it. Where'd he go? Over here, caught on these pillars. He's behind me. There he is.
Show me your true form.
Now's our chance! Beat him up!
No psychokinesis. Attack with something else. Out of our way. I couldn't finish it.
This is my other self.
2 enemies on the ground. Smooth one, Fox.
Over to you, Joker.
The baton.
Whoops.
This should do it.
That's not what I want, actually.
Isn't it?
I want to equip Yoshitsune. Where'd he go? There he is.
Kitsune! Ravage them!
Oh, wow, that's a crit. Well, he does have the buff on him for that. Whatever, money's not too important at this point.
Beat him up.
Maybe I will mess around with him a little bit between videos. See if I can make him a little bit better. But I'm not going to have the full resources for it.
Okay.
Got a little, like, Elmer Fuddie there. Good old Elmer Fudd. Look at that mini boss. Dude, that one looks pretty freaking strong. Wait, could there be something behind it? Could it be protecting that? There's something shining back there. What could it be?
This is strange.
Either way, if it is worth being protected, it should be safe to assume that it's of value to us. What do you think, Joker? Shall we defeat it and take whatever it is protecting? Hell yeah!
Let's go.
Oh, I think Yoshitsune is actually not going to be very helpful in this fight. You must be the outsiders I've heard so much about. I've been waiting for you. Sorry for the wait. You're shameless. How dare you give me that lip when you've intruded this far into here? No matter. Your futile struggles will change absolutely nothing. Whatever, loser. Well, this'll be fun, won't it? Oh, God, that took a lot of health out of Joker just to use Brave Blade. Holy shit. Now, if I'm right, the desired skill is Cyodyne. Am I right? Maybe I'm super wrong and crazy. Nope, I'm right.
Joker, you're looking cool.
Let's go.
All out attack.
That's one of the best physical attacks. That's like severe physical to all foes or something.
Use my persona.
That's really good. It's currently the my go-to physical on my best persona in my New Game Plus file.
I am thou.
And I think the other thing is that physical will repel in this fight, so
Here.
no point in trying to hit him standardly.
Ooh, not bad, Noir. Good choice. They're done for. To the ground.
Man, I miss getting bonus EXP for all attacks. Oh well. Okay, let's go get this stupid thing. Vermilion disc.
By the way,
What do you think this could be used for? Who knows? It'll probably come in handy though. I mean, that strong ass shadow is guarding it. Well said, Ryuji. You're not wrong. And also, hopeless student. Working hard to accomplish your dreams is something only an idiot would do. Here, any wish can become reality. And isn't that all anyone wants out of life? These people really think their wishes are going to come true? Speaking of these people, of all the, aw man, that shadow popped back in after that mini boss fight, that's bull.
we can get
Show me your true form.
Gonna get you. So speaking of these people, something I find weird about,
now's our chance.
the fact that, again, maybe the Hashino Persona games aren't too flattering about society. But I've heard him multiple times make sure to say that,
You can hit their weakness.
you know, as a game creator, and him and his team, you know, I don't have frickin' Augie on me anymore. God damn it. I guess I always figured, like, something else will have it. That's fine. We'll just put Panther in. Oh no, wait, that's right, Bless works too.
The enemy is weak, but don't relax yet.
Go down.
That works. Well, I've heard Hashino and his team multiple times talk about the simple fact that, as we all know, games are a form of escape.
Knocked him right off his feet.
And they're well aware of the fact that a lot of their market are people around my age. I said that most of the respondents in that survey were in their 20s. And that's just the Japanese
I felt
audience.
the difference in strength in that fight.
But if we're being honest, that's the only audience they ever care about. Just being truthful there. So if you always
Your true
are
form.
kind of like wondering, you know, why does Persona keep doing the high school kid thing? Why does it keep being about high school kids? With the exception of like P2 Eternal Punishment, but don't worry about that. That's a big reason why, and it's because that for the target demographic, Persona's setting always sells really well to them,
Him right off his feet.
at least in Japan, because there's something very appealing about, you know, middle to late high school age students on journeys of self-discovery or whatever to people of this demographic, to people like me. And I like it too.
I could have handled that myself.
Whether or not Persona, you know, shakes it up and tries something different in the future, I don't really care, to be honest. As long as the games are good, it doesn't make that big of a difference to me because I like it as it is. Another puzzle. All right, the vermilion disc we picked up goes into the center. I probably should have started with this shit. Oh well. It goes in here, and it opens a panel. That would be, I think, impossible to solve this puzzle without this, but I'm not sure. Never tried to do it without it. I assume it is, because what would be the point otherwise? I probably screwed this up big time. Oh yeah, I fucked this up. This is probably gonna be my first, like, retry it, stupid. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I fucked it up. Unless it's, like, infinite retries. It is, probably, yeah. There we go. I don't know why I freaking put the thing in the, like, place and didn't use it. I'm stupid. Oh well. But on the topic of escapism, they're well aware of that. Seriously, it's still going further down? We are so far underground at this point. I hope we don't suddenly find ourselves in a giant pool of lava.
Let's go.
Still, we gotta keep going. Yusuke, I don't think that's very likely. This is the metaverse, technically. Don't think we're gonna find lava in here. We're not literally underground. It's like figuratively. Oh, we're gonna get another cutscene, aren't we? Okay, at least we're at full health.
Guys, look! Doesn't that cell seem different from the others? Wait, could this be that quarantine cell?
Supposedly, the most sinful, most dangerous inmate is held within.
This place smells familiar for some reason. Mona-chan? There's no mistake. This is it. I was born here. Born? Inside the prison?
Wait, then are you the dangerous inmate?
No, the inmate wasn't me. But I remember this place. Someone created me here to guide all of you. Guide? And who is this someone? I can't remember. Damn it. I'm so close. But my memory's too foggy.
You know, hearing all this just makes me want to know what's inside.
We found them. The escapees are in front of the isolated cell. Alert! Alert! Capture them at once!
Crap, we're surrounded. We gotta win this, guys.
We're legit surrounded. It's as if we got ambushed. Couple lucky misses. Oh, gotta take care of that.
Let's go. Shitsune!
Well, see you guys like this.
It's quick.
Well,
I am thou.
ooh, we're gonna get a crit. Good job, Fox.
You got him, Fox. One energy hit the ground.
Of course, we can't baton pass when we're surrounded.
Let's go.
For reasons.
Take this!
That works. Finally making use of the fluffy grenade launcher.
This place seems to be under high alert now. We should keep going.
Given how important this cell appears to be, the depths of Mementos must be near. Mona's memories may return if we continue on.
Yeah.
So, we're finally getting close to the public's treasure, huh?
Now that I think about it, it makes sense Mementos would connect to some place like underneath Shibuya. Everyone crams themselves into packed underground boxes day after day without any complaints. From my standpoint, those are the true inmates of Mementos. It's no surprise the places are connected.
You know, the voices of the public may have led the Phantom Thieves on more than any criminal.
Seriously! Let's hurry up and steal that treasure so we can crush Mementos.
We truly are reforming society. Let's go!
Let's first heal, though, because that was not pretty. Oh, there's the big cell door. Does it have an interactable? No, it doesn't. Can't even walk up to it. Technically, there's a gap. Alright. Got more of the same, more of the twisty-turny areas of this place. Come over here, please.
Narrow your aim and... Joker, now's your chance!
I'll reveal your
Thank you, Noir. Thor, what's up, bro?
Big psychokinetic moves
That's
should go
right.
here.
This game, it's
You
Psy.
can go for its weak spot. Ooh, Joker, you're looking cool.
This will not kill him, probably.
All out attack. You oppose it. Seems you can still fight. Persona! Astarte! Ooh, not that, Noir. Can't miss this chance.
Anyway, escapism in games. Yeah, I've heard him, Hashino, talk about it multiple times.
A decisive
The
victory.
sort of self-awareness that they know that that's what they're there to provide as game makers. But there's that sort of irony that
The advantage. Don't rush this.
the people who like turn to games for that reason sort of fit into that mold of what like Persona 3, 4, and 5 have to say about society, whether it's people suffering from apathy syndrome of P3, whether it's the people of Inaba of Persona 4, or ultimately the masses of Persona 5. There's always that similarity that we sort of share that in common with these fictional depictions of people, and those of us who are just regular everyday people turning to something like a video game for happiness and joy really aren't all that different, and that perhaps we're not living life to the fullest. But more so, I always think that, and I think this has been true since the very beginning of the franchise, that there's always been a like tale of caution in every game. There's always been like an underlying message, whether it's you want to get too sappy and be like, well, it's the bonds of people or whatever.
Leave the noobs and let's go.
But I always think there's something to take away from that, and that's when it comes to those topics of like how the general public is depicted in P3, 4, and 5.
Bravenly matched.
There's more of a
Just don't
there's something to learn here. Whether it's don't be apathetic with your life and wish for death. Don't be stupid and believe everything you see and find joy in falsehoods like P5 is, or 4 rather. And in this game, these people locked down here in Memento seem to have... They're a little apathetic in terms of similarities to Persona 3. They don't seem to have much of a reason to live now, do they? But I've always taken it more as a comment that people sort of lose the ability to think for themselves. This worked out. Belial. Don't know what level you're at, but I'm glad to have you.
Got a new mask, Joker.
All right.
fact, probably should hide. A lot of shadows in this area.
I'll reveal your true form.
Surprise attack successful. Now just don't. Do they have some treasure?
Persona!
Knocked them right off their feet.
Let's
Nice,
go.
Joker.
Ravage them!
Ugh, this shadow grouping is causing me lots of problems. Very SP consumption heavy.
Not done yet.
I don't think I ever did get those tomatoes from Haru, by the way. Oh well. Not that big of a deal.
You got him, Fox. One enemy hit the ground. They're done for.
The finale. Okay.
A complete victory.
There's still
Now
one
let's
more.
keep going.
I'll reveal your true form.
I was about to talk to that guy in the freaking cage over there, and I was like, wait a minute. One more to go.
Persona!
Oh, this is a shot in the dark. Trying to remember what it is. I think I know.
40. There.
But might be wrong. Well, I missed, so who's to say? Come on, Noir, do what I couldn't. Well, I was wrong.
Persona.
Nuke?
That's our queen.
Yeah, alright.
Freeze.
Lend me your power. You not worry, you get in trouble if those groups hear what you are going to do to me. You're not an animal. That is splitting hairs. Let's see if the warning shot works. I have no idea. Yeah. Yamata no Uruchi.
That's a new one, isn't it?
Doing pretty good with Persona collection in this palace. A lot of cool ones in this one. As there should be.
Okay.
It's practically the end. Did I just say practically? I mean, what? Hello, unfriendly woman. The Phantom Thieves. I don't care if they exist or not. It was a fun joke while it lasted, but it's old news now. Tell me something a little more exciting.
Damn it.
A joke? Bullshit. You know people have actually died from those mental shutdowns, right? You ever thought of that? Now, remember, people aren't quite convinced that we existed ever. It's a little disheartening there. Okay, I don't think that guy's gonna see me, so I'm gonna talk to you, vacant young man. Politics. Would taking an interest in that really matter now? Nothing would change. I'd rather use that time for myself before it's too late. There's no such thing as time for yourself in a prison cell. Why are they acting like this? I don't know. I think that's the first person that I could relate to.
Now's our chance. Beat him up. Come on, queen.
Well, damn.
Persona!
Gotta stop spending so much SP with Joker. Gonna be a little hard not to, though.
Yamato no Orochi! You're mine. Persona! Kamushita no!
Two enemies on the ground. Smooth one, Fox.
Noir, why don't we go for another grenade shot?
You did great,
On to the
Noir.
next triumph.
Okay, let's move on.
Like I'm gonna need that ammo? Probably not.
All right.
I do have reserve ammo on me,
I
though.
could have handled that myself.
Show me your true form.
Now's our chance. Stay alert. Curse attacks won't
Well, that was a good pickup, considering Belial has no weaknesses.
Persona! Feel my
Oh boy, did that do nothing.
Part of me. I wasn't strong enough. This is your chance. Go down. Nice. Joker took one out.
Fox.
Not yet. I am down. Has brought your power even higher. Now, let's continue. Just like I thought.
I leveled up.
Alright, 71. I said 75 was about comfortable to beat the game. Although that's considering, or not considering what personas you may have on Joker. Don't do anything unnecessary. This is going to be a beautiful end to our world.
I should have known.
How can one who cannot open their eyes to be a judge of beauty? How can one who cannot open their eyes be a judge of beauty? Got it. That sentence read a little weird at first. Whoops. I meant to actually hit the map. Alright, so I gotta solve this puzzle. I think this is the first one where it's like, you can fuck up. You gotta do this one right. Although it's actually, I think, very easy to do. Oh yeah, it's super easy. Huh? The light on this floor is kind of different from the ones we've seen so far. Is it? It kind of looks the same. I guess it is a bit of a different shade. It's more yellowish, I guess. Oh yeah, the trick is that you can walk over that space. You can tell, but barely, that it's just solid enough. Well, that was easy.
Oh.
It opened. That's our Joker. But what could those patterns on the floor have meant? I'm pretty sure it figured out while I was watching. There was a limitation on this area. You could only change the color up to 10 times. Any more than that, and we'd have to start over.
Wow.
You solved a puzzle like that on your first try, Joker? That's seriously incredible. Thanks, Panther. That was super Falcom-esque that they had unique dialogue in the event that I figured it out in one try without hitting the limit. How nice.
I'll reveal your true form.
Thor,
Surprise attack successful.
again.
This is your chance. Hit him where it hurts. Ooh, Joker. You're looking cool.
Let's go.
He's super good, though. He's like really standing up to this assault. Not phasing him too much.
You will fight that. Seems you can still fight. Ooh, not that bad. You can't miss this chance. All out attack. Wasn't that graceful?
Everyone else is about to hit 71 as well.
Child's play.
Though I guess it makes sense that Futaba eventually caught up and passed everyone. Before we get that Mishima skill anyway. Since, just like Joker, she gets all available EXP. Alright, the trick to this one is once again we need that vermilion plate or whatever it's called. And I have to go that way, past him to get it. And back up so he doesn't see me. And wait for him to cycle back on over here.
Show me your true form.
We've got the advantage. Persona, don't rush this. Out of our way. I couldn't finish it.
Come. There.
Knock them right off their feet. Nice, Joker. Persona.
Hope this takes care of Dionysus. It might not. It did. Nice.
Right in the weak spot.
Oh, but Thor, I already have you, man.
Good work, everyone. Good work, everyone.
There's our big 71 party, though I think a couple are still lagging behind on that. Medium physical damage to all foes 1 to 3 times. So it's a better version of Deathbound.
Okay.
Let's see what you have to say, cold businessman. I'm pissed off that people like you even exist.
Yes.
Well, that was pretty short. My apologies, but we did not come here seeking approval. That was really straight and to the point. Anyway. So in the next one, we'll pick up right here at this puzzle. We gotta solve this one in order to get the Vermilion plate. And that'll let us unlock the puzzle over there. And we will continue on with the palace. There's not too much left, I believe. This one's actually shorter than you would think. So I will see you on in the next one. And what? Next one's going to be part 96. Are we going to get to 100? Oh, it's going to be close, but I think maybe. I think just maybe.